Move over Simu Liu. Another Canadian is ready to shine as a lead character in the biggest comic book to screen franchise in the world. Her name is Iman Vellani. You'll probably know it soon. And with no acting credits to her name, she went from high school to Marvel superhero in the blink of an eye, landing the title role in a new Disney series that premieres next week. And Miss Marvel is like nothing viewers have ever seen before.
Have you ever wanted something so bad, and then it actually happens?
Well, that's exactly what happened to Markham, Ontario's Iman Vellani. Landing the role of Kamala Khan, Marvel Studios' first ever Muslim superhero, was a dream come true for the 19-year-old comic book fangirl. I sat down with her this week ahead of her Toronto red carpet premiere.
Congratulations, first of all, to you.
Thank you.
And, you know, it's so interesting because I understand your story kind of mirrors Kamala's a little bit, except for the superpowers part.
No, I mean, Kamala getting her powers and me getting this part kind of go hand in hand, so.
Do you know what you are? I'm a superhero.
Tell me a little bit about how you're feeling about the series finally, you know, debuting in just a couple days.
It's weirdly a weight off my shoulders, but also more weight on them. But no, I'm so excited to be here and to be, you know, screening it in Toronto.
There you go, right here, eyes here.
It feels comfortable being back home and to talk to fellow Canadians and experience this with them. And there's such an incredible pride, and I feel that every time there's a new Canadian actor or actress in the Marvel or in the industry, and so it's nice to be one of them.
Tell me a little bit more about the audition, and what do you think it was about you that made them decide this is a girl with no experience who we're going to put as the lead of this?
I've been asking myself the same question. I don't know. I mean, I felt so close to home with this character, and I had nothing to lose, so I really went all out. And my first screen test was just me absolutely fangirling over the Marvel producers. Anyone who had a Marvel logo on their jacket or on their baseball cap, I was there asking for, you know, asking them to tell me stories from filming Endgame and working with Robert Downey Jr. specifically and all these amazing actors. And so I think they just saw the passion that I had, and I got the part on the last day of high school, which was great.
And getting that call, I saw that featurette where you're on the Zoom.
We'd be honored if you would play Kamala Khan for us in the Miss Marvel show. And it was unanimous decision.
Oh my God! It's right there on my phone right now. I can't comprehend this right now.
What was that like to officially get the news?
So my friends were watching me from their car, and I was on her driveway, and they didn't know I had auditioned. And so Sarah Finn and Krista, our casting directors, text me. They're like, "Can you get on this call?" And I'm like, "No, I'm busy." And they were like, "Get on. We just sent you the link." Winky face. And I was like, "Okay." So I get out, and it's Kevin Feige's face, and I'm like trying not to have a reaction because my friends were watching. That didn't work out. I was like fully freaking out in front of them, and I get back in the car after everything's over, and they were like, "So what? Did you like win the lottery or something?" And I was like, "Basically." And we got celebratory burritos.
Maybe they're right. I spend too much time in Fantasyland.
That is not you.
It's not really the brown girls from Jersey City who save the world.
This is the first Muslim superhero for Marvel. But not just that, you know, the story really kind of dives into what life is like for a Muslim American teen. It felt so authentic and without, you know, pandering, without kind of, you know, being patronizing. And in the first scene, your brother tells you to say Bismillah before your driver's test. Your mom says there's going to be too much haram at the party, right? So as a Muslim watching, it's nice to just hear those little things that, you know, you're familiar with and you grew up with. How did you feel about how the Muslim American experience was kind of portrayed? And did you feel like this is really authentic? Because that's what struck me.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many incredibly talented creatives who have such a deep connection to the source material. And our producer, Sana Amanat, who also co-created the character Miss Marvel, has been on top of everything. And so I very much trust them and trust that they're, you know, doing right by the character, and they would also ask me a lot of the time to just kind of tell my experience of growing up and how I balanced religion in high school and everything. And I'm like, it's not a balance, it's a part of my life. Like, you know, this is the time I wake up, this is the time I go to school, this is the time I pray, this is the time I eat. Like, it was just built in my schedule. It was like an extracurricular, you know. It's being Muslim wasn't my entire life, and that's not Kamala's either. You know, she's at the heart of the character. She's a superhero fanatic who just happens to be Pakistani and Muslim, right? I think that's what real representation is kind of just getting to know a real person and a real character and making them as real and genuine and palpable as possible, because as soon as you start generalizing Muslims, you're representing no one. There's 2 billion of them. Like, it's impossible.
I know what it's like to be a first, to represent a community, to be a first and an only, and that can also be a lot of pressure to feel like you have to do right by them. How do you deal with that?
Well, being the first of anything is scary, but I don't take it to heart. I think the work is going to speak for itself, and I really do think that we've done a good job, and I'm proud of it. And I think right down to the music, we've really nailed the essence of the comics, and that's what was most important for me to because those comics meant the world to me, and they really got me through high school. And you know, I really hope that this show has the same effect on people that the comics did on me.
I wish that you would just focus on your story.
You're Kamala Khan. You want to save the world, then you're going to save the world.
As you get ready to, you know, debut the first couple of episodes, people are going to get to meet you and meet Kamala. What are you most excited for people to see?
Ooh, I am excited for a lot of things. I'm excited for people to see children of immigrant parents who are proud of their culture, because that was something that like really hit home for me. I felt very disconnected from being Pakistani and being Muslim growing up. Not to say my parents didn't try. I grew up with all 4 of my grandparents. You know, I watched all the Bollywood movies, but I didn't see the value of it, or I didn't think it was cool. And now working at Marvel and seeing, you know, these creatives who are Muslim and Pakistani or South Asian, and they're so in touch with their culture, made me really go back and, you know, reconnect with my roots. Yeah, we would cover a lot in the show, and I hope people can take away something good from it.
This is one of, you know, many stories that Marvel and other, you know, Hollywood production houses have taken on in terms of, you know, quote unquote diverse stories. But I think it's kind of showing that these themes and these, you know, these stories are universal. Do you hope that this will bring more representation into Hollywood?
Yeah, this is barely the beginning. Miss Marvel cannot be the last Muslim superhero or the last Muslim TV show or any of that. I just hope this inspires, you know, future generations of filmmakers and artists to kind of tell their stories, because it's important work.
So great to chat with you. Congratulations
Thank
again.
you.
I'm so excited for everyone else to meet Kamala, to meet you, Iman, and wishing you all the best. I think this is just the beginning of a bright career for you.
Thank you.